hello.
Hi, Amy.
This is me. This is Werner. I'm Emo. And so Werner.
So, Amy.
You gonna play us something?
Well, maybe not. Buy my CDs.
Yeah, buy Werner CDs. This is Werner Neumann. I'm really happy that he's here. This is my very first podcast, and Werner agreed to be on it as my very first guest. I think that's totally cool. I've known Werner for many, many years, but every day it's new, and every time we talk, something cool is said that wasn't said yesterday. So, Werner, why don't you tell us, why are you here in Cologne? What's brought you here today? Are you hanging or?
Okay. So excuse my bad English first of all.
Du kannst auch auf
Oh, ich
Deutsch,
kann auch
but
Deutsch.
English would be better. Well,
Okay,
whatever
so
you
maybe
want.
we do it as we always do. We mix all
Yeah.
the languages we are
Okay.
into. So I'm here I'm here with my family to meet you, Josef, to meet my friends and have a few nice days. And then I play a gig in Bochum, which is okay. It's just a gig.
Yeah.
So we combine things and yeah.
So for the people who don't know you out there in video land, what do? You play guitar,
Yeah,
obviously.
First of all, I'm a guitar player. I'm a guitar teacher. I teach at the Hochschule for Musik and Theater in Leipzig. So I'm guitar player and guitar teacher. That's it.
And are you living your dream?
Of course I do. I live
Yes?
my dreams.
Yeah?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I
like
always
that.
wanted to be a guitar player. I always, that's what I lived for. That's what I worked for. Okay, cut that out.
It's okay. But when did you start? Or when did that dream begin?
I started when I was 16 playing the guitar, which is kind of late, but guitar is not that, it's not a violin or a piano, so it's actually an easy instrument to learn. So I started and I practiced like crazy. And
what's practice like crazy? How many, an hour a day?
No, more
every day?
Maybe, I had times when I practice like 10 hours a day or something.
10 hours a day?
Sometimes I didn't practice at all, but most of the times I really practice hard.
Wow.
I wanted to do. How do you say? I'm not that over talented. I'm a normal guy, a regular guy.
A regular guy who put in 10 hours a day. I mean,
yeah, and then I have to put in real much work, and so I worked at it, and but I loved it, and
What would you recommend, or what do you recommend when you have students, and do you tell them to do it to practice 10 hours a day? Or?
I mean, actually, if you want to be a musician, if you want to do a profession, if this should be your work, your profession, your life, then you have to do something for it. It's not only talent. It's not only. I mean, if you have a daily job and you're talented, you write songs. There's nothing against it. Do whatever you like. But if you want to do a profession, if you want to make money with it, you have to work hard. That's the way I look at it.
And would you recommend it to younger people? Would you say it's a profession that in the long run it's worth it? Or would you say only do it if you're burning to do it, like Rilke said in Letters to a Young Poet? If you want to be a poet, it has to be like entweder oder. Either I'm a poet or forget it, I don't want to live. Does it have to be this kind of pull? Or can you do it even if you don't have that pull?
There's so many different types of people, of persons, of personalities, of being a musician. This I can say that. The only thing I know is that if you really want to do it and make money with it, it's a hard thing to do. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. If you are able to do anything else, if you're good at I don't know,
Cooking.
At cooking or a bakery or being a baker or building houses, go for that.
Okay.
It's a hard thing to do. I mean, being a musician, well, as I said, there's so many different types of musicianship of being. If you can join somebody's band, like I don't know. I played with Matthias Reim once in a while, which is a good job because you make lots of money, but you're depending on him. So as long as he is on the scene, everything's nice. But if you get fired, then and you have to like his music.
Yeah.
So, but I for myself, I was able to do that, but I wanted to do my own music as well. So that's a hard point because.
Is there anything about your own music that? Why is it special to you, your own music? What's the difference?
Well, I've always liked to make my own music. When I listen, I like songs, as you know. I mean, I like playing songs. I always like that. So I write songs on my own. I write songs with lyrics. Maybe not that successful, but never. What the fuck?
Oh, come on.
But I like to write instruments as well. So I like playing with my bands, and
How many bands do you have at the moment?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but I work with other bands too, so I always wanted to do my stuff, and I enjoyed playing with other people's music because you learn a lot, and most of the time other people's are more successful. So I joined their band, and it's fun for me. It's more money and more everything. But I always wanted to do my stuff. Or maybe I wanted to do both.
Both?
Yeah, I like doing other people's stuff as well. I like Frank Zappa's music, so I like to play his music. I like Brazilian music, as you know. I loved your music, so I played with your band, but I always wanted to do my stuff as well. So that was a, wie sagt man, Spagat.
Yeah, Spagat.
And there was
division.
And I had to do some split. And I had to make some money as well because I have family. So that's sometimes wie sagt man, bewundern. Admire people who go only for their own stuff. I couldn't do that because of the money thing, and so I gave lessons. I started giving lessons very early.
Young? Yeah. How old were you when you started?
I don't know, maybe the age of 18 or something.
18.
20. Yeah. Because that's the easiest way to make money when you play an instrument.
Do you feel that giving lessons is a kind of service, or is it really just a job to make money? And what do you feel about giving lessons? Because most musicians, they're not always so upfront about the fact that they teach.
True.
You know, there's always that.
Well, I think when you start playing jazz, that's a normal thing, teaching, because that belongs to the process of making music, because you learn a lot out of it. I learned so much from my students. Yeah, so they come and ask me questions and say, okay, I got to think about that. Or they know things which I never heard. They know new bands. You know, I'm old and they're young, so they have different influences from somewhere. So so when I started teaching, it was a job. I changed totally. Teaching at a high school, teaching students is a different thing as well, because they wanted to know. It's a real job. They want to become a musician. Yeah. So you have that's a challenge. You have to. I tell them everything I know. Yeah. And hope that it works someday, one day. You know. So it's not a job anymore. It is a job as well, of course, but it's more than a job. It's I love seeing them growing up and being their partner while they explore something. It's a great thing.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything you would like, since we're well, first of all, I would invite you to play something. I don't know if the guitar is in tune, or if you feel, just so that the people who don't know you, some people have no idea.
But
if you feel like, we can do that separately.
Yeah, we do that separately,
okay.
Because
maybe you play your new guitar. Werner's getting a new guitar today.
Yeah.
What is it? You said a Stratocaster?
A Stratocaster. Actually it's a Stratocaster, but not made by Fender. It's made by a guy in Leverkusen, Obladen, Uli.
Well, let's
yeah.
Hey,
I show
it
to you next in the next.
We can put the website.
Yeah.
If you like the guitar, we put the website on the.
Of course. Yeah.
We link it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
We can also link you.
Yeah.
You know, your Facebook. What are you on Facebook and?
I'm not really busy on Facebook. I have a Facebook account, but that's it. I'm just watching. I'm not.
But if someone wants to contact you or talk to
you, I have a homepage.
Yeah.
So I have some videos on YouTube as well, and of course. And on my homepage you can see where I'm playing.
And you live in Leipzig, but you were a long time in Cologne. You studied in Cologne.
Half of my life I lived in Cologne.
Yeah. So how does it feel? This. Split?
Another
split?
It
Leipzig,
changes all the time. Sometimes I have the Cologne blues when I'm in Leipzig, so I wanted to be there and celebrate Carnival and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, of course, I'm a great fan of the local football team, which is a hard thing to be. And I have a lot of friends here, and I still play a lot of Cologne. My living room is the loft.
Oh.
So I love to play there. Mm-hmm. And I try to be there.
The loft is on Wissmannstraße.
Wissmannstraße.
In Ehrefeld.
Genau.
Yeah?
Ehrefeld.
Yeah, Ehrefeld. We love Ehrefeld.
Wie sagt man? Es wird geführt oder ist led by
directed,
by Hans Martin Müller, a great guy. Really nice man. Yeah, and I have one of my bands which exists for almost 25 years now. It's Drei vom Rhein. It's located in Cologne. So, most of the people, all the musicians live in Cologne except me. So I have a strong connection to Cologne. This won't change, I guess.
But you feel good in Leipzig?
Yeah, I love Leipzig. Leipzig's a nice town. It's close to Berlin, and it's totally different. It's a boom town. That's what we say. It's a
boom town.
They call it the Bella Berlin, which I think is a little stupid, but I like to be there. There's a nice, young, hot, burning jazz scene.
Yeah.
So we have a good connection to the local jazz club. They have a huge festival every year. We had Pat Metheny this year, and
who you met once. You told me years ago.
Yes,
Pat Metheny?
Yeah,
and he said Werner's a great guitar player, one of the greatest.
No, I don't remember what he said. But
he won't tell you, but it was something like
that. He was nice.
Yeah. It was. So. He really believed in Werner, and that was a nice feeling.
That was a nice workshop, masterclass.
Yeah, a lot of people believe in Werner. So Werner, one question I stole sort of from a podcast that I loved. One of the reasons I have to do kind of plug, because one of the reasons I decided to do a podcast is that I watched an American podcast called The School of Greatness with a guy named Lewis Howes. I really recommend it. He has amazing people on, his friends, and also people who inspire him. And he has this kind of talk, and it inspires me so much to watch this podcast. It gave me so much energy and just made me feel great. So he always asks his guests something like, what's your truth? Or if you had something you wanted to share today with the world. Well, he phrases it differently, and he has you sort of with your last chance to tell the world something. You have 3 truths. Or anyway, that's his thing, and I respect it. I think it's fantastic. But since this is my first podcast, I don't think I'm going to be so ambitious. But I will ask you, is there any truth you'd like to share? Because this is a great opportunity to reach many, many people out there who are going to watch this. And I think it's so great that you're here, but we're not to that point yet. Okay. I'm not going to thank you yet. Okay. Just, is there a truth that you'd like to share?
Wow.
And thank you, Lewis Howes, for this idea. Okay. It's not my idea.
Yeah. I think there are viele Wahrheiten.
Ja, many truths.
Okay, I think.
Du kannst auf Deutsch und dann auf Englisch, wie du möchtest. So.
Ja, ich versuche. To find yourself is the biggest thing, and this is what I'm looking for all the time. To find out what I am, who I am, and what I am, and what I want to. It's really important because as a musician you have a personality. You have to have a personality. You have. And I try to find my own personality on my instrument, in my music, because that's the only thing people are interested in. The people don't want to hear you as somebody else, playing somebody else. This is what when you start playing jazz, you try to be somebody else to understand the music, but then you have to find yourself in that music, and that's one of the hardest things. But beyond music, you have to find out who you are, and I think I'm still on my way to find it. I hope one day I'll find it. Maybe then I stop playing music. Maybe then I say, okay, that was my, sagt man, Aufgabe.
My duty, my job.
Yeah, my job. Yeah. And then the job is done, and then okay.
Yeah. I'm not such a good translator.
Yeah. Oh, maybe this is one of the things I believe in.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's great. Okay. So I'm also going to steal one more thing from Lewis, and then I'm going to have time to come up with my own questions. So again, excuse me, but as Werner would say, excuse me. You love to say, excuse me, but
okay.
I want to thank you and for all the soul searching and through music and that you've done over the years, because you haven't given up, and you've only grown since I met you. You were already great when I met you. You already put in the time. By the time I met you, you were, how old were you then?
20-something, yeah.
And you were already playing like, he was already playing like, I don't know what you say, a god on fire. He was already like the leading guitar player that I knew in Cologne. And you haven't given up, you haven't gone down, you've grown, you've expanded, you've managed other new genre, other ways of playing music, and you've remained totally yourself. You've remained the way you are. You haven't changed who you are, to me. And you were never affected or arrogant or jealous of your peers. Your colleagues.
Oh, okay.
You were never a person who put other people down to make yourself look good. And you supported my music, major, Okay. Thank you, Werner. But also supported me in the same thing, in my quest to make music. Okay. And I think that is very rare. Most people who do any art form are very easily afraid by other people doing their art form. And you never had that fear, but you look a little bit afraid now. I think I'm saying the wrong thing.
No.
Or what? Did I say the wrong thing?
No.
I don't know. I have admire that in you.
In the moment you were telling this, I have to think about it. Is that true? Well,
Or are you an asshole? Privately, you're probably saying, "Oh, fuck them all, take them off the planet, and let me be the only one."
Well, if it's this actually changes all the time. I mean, sometimes you think, "Oh man, all these young cats are so good. Where will I be next year? Will I have gigs? Will I have Of course, sometimes especially when you're a freelancer, when you just when this is your job and you have to have gigs and have to be on the scene, then sometimes these are questions in your head. Of course.
Okay.
But this is one of the things when you do your own, when you find your own music, your own thing, and maybe you have a little success and you have some gigs and your band likes to play your stuff, then there's no need to be jealous, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's
a little jealousy is healthy because it also inspires us to continue. If we say, wow, that's such a beautiful thing, what that person has, and oh, I'd like to have it too, then we work on it. I mean, then we say, I want to have it too, and we work on it.
It's true. Yeah.
A little bit of that is not a bad thing, I think, but anyway, it doesn't matter what I think, it's about what you think. Well, I think you've had enough. Or would you like to say, is there something else you'd like to say? Because it's a great opportunity to say something.
Not yet, no. Maybe
we do it again?
We do it again tomorrow, and then we play some of yours? That'll be
great.
Maybe
we see what
Okay.
But I want to thank you, Werner.
Welcome.
For being my friend so long, so many years, and for coming. And
welcome.
Thank you for all of you who are listening. It's a great honor to do this.
Okay.
And it's my very first podcast.
Yes.
Yo,
yay, Evo.
I did it. Yo, Werner.
Great job. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did really.
We're okay?
You really.
Okay, next time I do my makeup and all that kind of stuff.
No,
okay.
I think it's super how you do it. Yeah. Okay. You're so, wie sagt man, so eloquent. You know how to talk, you know how, it's really nice. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I hope it helps. Of course. We can do it tomorrow again. And
tomorrow, we'll be back tomorrow, folks. Yo! Okay,
Volume number 2.
Volume number 2. Werner Neumann.